Okay, so I've been doing a lot of talk about certain energies or people that, kind of when you start lifting yourself up, when you start elevating or doing well for yourself, they kind of just want to, as they would want to pull you back down because they want you around them. They, you know, maybe want to feed off you. Or maybe they just are codependent on you. Who knows? But the energetic pull just to kind of distract you or make you return to your old ways, or this could even be like a from within out sort of lesson as well. This could be your own self, certain things that you haven't acknowledged or thought about or even took a look at. But there are people that become attached to your energy and that want to kind of pull you down. And I was thinking about in my past, like all the moments, I'm not saying this is a bad way of parenting, but all the moments that I was told to, do it yourself. So I can imagine my inner child, like my as a child then, me doing things on my own. And this is great for experience wise. Yes, you can learn a lot. There are certain circumstances when it comes to children that you shouldn't just um, kind of abandon all, or I call it freelance parenting, where you don't assist them or help them at all, especially when it comes into development or learning about certain things or um, teaching them certain things. But anyways, get back to what I'm saying. So I can imagine myself as a young child doing certain things. Like I can remember some circumstances where I was told, just do it yourself, or here, learn how to do it yourself, or you get no assistance. And so the idea of, the idea of not wanting to accept help, right? The idea of not wanting to accept help, the idea of feeling like you need to do everything on your own, which is good. Being independent is good. But there'll come a time in your life, like as adults, there's some people that just don't want to accept anybody's help at all, even though it's okay. It's okay to accept the outreach hand of another person. It's okay to, you know, I wouldn't say take a leg up, but if somebody wants to help you and you're so used to doing it on your own, so you just deny their help, if that's ever the case, some people don't get helped at all. I know in my circumstance, not too many people just offer a hand to me extended wise. But then I thought about as like when you're a child and you do something on your own. Let's say you're told to do something on your own and to figure it out. Just figure it out, or you will figure it out. And then you go ahead and do so, but then it backfires bad, or something happens, or, it's a negative experience. Let's say you fail at something or whatever as a child, and the fear from that alone, or the anxiety a child could carry from that alone, the experience, that negative energy experience, especially during like development, can have negative effects on a child growing up, because that's also going to have effect, not just like negative people maybe tearing you down or bullying or any of that stuff, or maybe just projected things from your family, your parents, or anything like that projected onto you, but also on top of it, your own experience with doing things and failing, but then carrying the fear from that, or carrying the discouragement or the disheartening from that because you're alone. And as a child, when you're told to do something on your own and you do it, but then it doesn't turn out, or something bad happens, or whatever, it's experience, is a lesson, right? But as a child, how do you comprehend that? How do you understand the difference? Like, how do you uh, fully get the whole idea of it as a child, because nobody's around to lift you back up. Nobody's around to encourage you to say, that's okay, we fail sometimes or things go wrong sometimes, and you just keep going, right? The whole idea of that can definitely have an effect on people. And I understand now, more so, just from that idea, like that aspect, just from looking at that and my own experience as well, from for certain things, of how that can be like a deterrent from people, like how that can literally, like PTSD or anxiety, give them the fear of ever doing anything or experimenting, or um the ambition or the drive or the will to want to do something new, to want to get out of your comfort zone, to want to try something different, or even just go out of your way to reach your goals or your ambitions or anything it is that you want to do. And it is really important to become unstuck yourself, and realize that those certain things, those certain energies that you carry with you from childhood into adulthood, um, they can be an issue. And it's good to take a look at them. There's nothing wrong with taking a look at it and understanding more about yourself, so that you can understand more about your situations and what traumas or triggers that you've carried into adulthood that may not be so pleasant, could be hindering you from achieving certain things or stopping you. Because not always is it the energies of other people. Yes, they can weigh you down and drag you down or belittle you or push you down and stuff like that. But understanding where certain things are coming from, why you act the way you do, why you speak the way you do, why you approach things a certain way. Like, let's say you have a trauma, and now every time you park a car, there's a specific spot you want to park a car. Or every time you make a choice when it comes to purchasing certain things, there's something that's connected to your childhood, that's a process you do as an adult. Or how you manage things that are chaotic or out of control, or how you organize certain things, or how you process certain things. Like, a lot of it has a connection to do with your past and your childhood. So if there's certain traumas that happen there, or anything that gives you anxiety or fear or something like that, and you carry it into adulthood, it can really be disabling, and it can really make you stagnant and stuck. So take a look at those things and understand fully why you do what you do, or say what you say, and where it's coming from exactly. And that might help. I don't know if you can resonate with this, but that might help you, because it certainly gave me some clarity. And the whole thing was actually, because I've been going out and doing some things, and I've left Calypso at home. And at one point, I gave her a little bit of food in the bowl, but I left the cupboard open so that she could get into the food. It's not that high up, but she knocked the whole thing down. When I came home, it wasn't that big of a mess. I kind of just tilted the whole bucket back up. But when she knocked it all down, I was just thinking to myself, oh, that must have scared her. And I was like, what if I do that again? I leave her some food so she can get it on her own, but then she doesn't go for it because of the traumatic experience she had knocking the bucket over, and it probably scared the crap out of her. She's skittish as is, and I even had her go to the vet when she was younger too, to understand what was wrong, and they said she's super hypersensitive, and so sounds, light, noise, stuff like that really affects her. And so it's almost like she's afraid of her own shadow. So I was like, I can imagine that scared her and had an effect on her. So what if the next time she goes to do it, she doesn't want to? And ultimately, what if I left for a long period of time or something like that? I left her food out, and easy to access, but she chooses not to eat or something like that. It just really got me thinking about my own situation and my past as a child and the way things were done for me or not for me, and how I interacted with certain situations and how I might have carried some of that into my adulthood now. So I just wanted to jot that down. Thought that was a real good aspect to take a look at.